What up, y'all? What's good? You know what I'm saying? Your boy, Frank Nitty on this episode, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to see what's good with y'all. Trying to, build. I know I should have did the show earlier, but it's all good. What's going on out here? You know what I'm saying? In the real world, just trying to see what's good, man. Just came up on this thing the other day, man. This topic. I seen people was talking about it, man. This dude, Greg Abbott, man. People like that. I'm not surprised when it comes out of people like this. Greg Abbott, you know what I'm saying, going to his basically his base, his white conservative base. So I ain't surprised though. Like this at the end of the day, man. So what's good with y'all, man? Just surviving, man, surviving. So yeah, so this dude, Greg Abbott pardoned this guy Daniel Perry, right? And see, the thing is about this dude, supposedly, this what I really trip off this whole creed thing, this whole, y'all know what I mean thing. I just be tripping off the fact that these people are interchangeable, and they could be white, and then they could be uh, Jewish whenever it's convenient. It's very interesting. So this dude identifies as Jewish. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like the stuff he was saying about black people, and then he ends up killing somebody black. So it's just really a trip, really interesting how this goes and plays out. And this dude, Greg Abbott, pardons this cat. So I just think it's just interesting, right? So let's get into this real quick. So shout out to Professor Black Truth. I mess with him, man. I like a lot of his videos and stuff like that. He be breaking it down. So we're gonna watch this Professor Black Truth video real quick of him breaking a lot of this down. Right? Nice dude, man. All right, so I'm gonna play this video. This is fair use 1976 under section 107. This gives me fair use to report on this video for commentary and educational purposes. All right.
I'm the professor, and this is the moment of truth. I'm reminded of that old saying that everything's bigger in Texas, especially the stupidity and the racism. Before we dive into this morning's briefing, I just want to say from the outset that for the people, these smart, dumb Negroes who always want to chime in on stories like this, you can keep your stupid comments to yourself. What I mean by that is, you got these people who will say, well, why are we talking about this, brother? We got two white folks. There ain't no black folks involved here. These are the same morons who said that Kyle Rittenhouse's double homicide that he committed, the mass shooting he was responsible for, that had nothing to do with black people. Listen up, stupid. If you happen to have some white people who are moved by conscience, by genuine conscience, that they want to go ahead and stand against white supremacy, am I supposed to be mad at them? Am I supposed to say that it does not matter if some white supremacist like Rittenhouse or this Daniel Perry character comes along and kills them and does it because those people got between the white supremacist and us? Kyle Rittenhouse had premeditated that mass shooting that he carried out. I did an entire video essay about it, breaking it down point by point. There's a video of him watching some people who were protesting or otherwise folks who were involved in some sort of civil disturbance. And he was sitting there in the car saying, I wish I had my gun with me. Next thing you know, he goes to Kenosha looking for someone to shoot. And this damn.
That's what I was saying too with the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing. What up? What up? With the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing, I was saying the same thing. You basically the aggressor at that point when you go looking for something, man, and trying to incite something. You're the aggressor at that point. That's how I look at it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So he goes there, man, and then he goes, ends up killing the protester. You know what I'm saying? And it ends up being a Black Lives Matter rally, right? You know, I don't mess with none of that. I don't mess with no Black Lives Matter. I don't mess with none of that stuff. I think it's all a bunch of bullshit. To be honest, come to find out, it was a big scam. You know what I'm saying? They were scamming the people the whole time. Really interesting. How that worked out. So interesting. Let's go.
Daniel Perry character down there in Texas, this Jewish white supremacist, the exact same thing. He was posting all sorts of racist messages on his social media. That's part of what got him convicted. He admitted that he was a racist, not that we needed him to necessarily.
But see, the media doesn't, when they do stuff like this, the media don't really put them out there like that. The media doesn't really, talk about that, and they don't really, you know what I mean? They don't really break down the fact that, the type of stuff that this cat has said and did. It's interesting. I just find that very interesting how it works. Let's go. The rest of this joint real quick.
Give us details on that one, but it was good to have the confirmation. And he was talking about calling protesters monkeys. He was talking about the black ones, of course. This is the guy who Greg Abbott could not wait to give a pardon to. And it was the white supremacists getting on code about that one because it was Tucker Carlson who decided to kick that one off. These white supremacists, they wanted to make it very clear. They're going to defend anyone who they see as committing violence in the name of fighting against black people and our demands. If you're going ahead and committing violence in the name of white supremacy, they want to make sure that that's somebody who doesn't get punished. That's the reason why we talked about the mass shooting that Kyle Rittenhouse carried out, and we talked about this murder as well. Because these white supremacists were doing this specifically because they saw some white people who, as far as they were concerned, you're off code. Oh, you're standing against white supremacy? You're over there with the niggers? Well, we need to show you what we do to these nigger lovers. That's the reason why we're talking about it. And for Greg Abbott to specifically decide that he was going to announce to everybody, even before the sentence was handed down, he didn't even know if this guy was even going to prison, but he said, I'm going to pardon this guy regardless. He didn't even know if the guy was going to prison. So what does that tell you? What that tells you is, just like Daniel Perry premeditated the murder that he committed, Greg Abbott also premeditated this act of racist political theater that he was going to pull. Now, why did he do it? White supremacy is fragile. That's why. And due to its inherent weaknesses, it has to remind its beneficiaries that it's still standing, because they are all very much justifiably concerned that white supremacy could fall in any moment. And the system of goodies, giveaways, and guarantees that these white supremacists depend on will go away. They need to be reminded, they need to be reassured that white supremacy is permanent and it's not in imminent danger of collapse. So whenever that illusion of permanence is broken, say by the law actually prevailing for once, white power has to do something over the top to reassure the beneficiaries that the racial order that they depend on is still intact. What Greg Abbott's doing is the white right doing their virtue signaling. That's what this is. White supremacy absolutely requires impunity in order to exist, and this is particularly true when it comes to the use of violence. White supremacy gained its power through the use of barbaric satanic violence, and that violence was carried out by animals who knew that their savage behavior would carry absolutely no restraints and no consequences either. And that's crucial to the maintenance of a system of oppression. Nobody's going to go along with oppression willingly. They're not going to suffer oppression because they want to. You have to force them to do it. And that takes the form of open violence. And those being oppressed have to know that they can be assaulted or even outright killed with impunity by the oppressors. The white media can tell all the lies they want about law and social norms, but what matters is whether the perpetrators of white supremacist violence are consistently punished and whether that punishment is severe or not. To have severe punishment that only happens sporadically, that's not a system of justice. It's a fluke. And when you have mild punishment, even if it happens frequently, that's not justice either, because the perpetrators have not been adequately punished. There's no real consequences for their behavior and no actual deterrent to keep others from acting like them. So this move by Greg Abbott, it proves that even in deepest, darkest, dumbest Texas, these white supremacists understand that they can't depend on these juries to get on code anymore. They can't depend on it. They should never even had to pull something.
And see, for you to even pardon somebody like that says a lot right there, for Greg Abbott to pardon him, that says a lot right there. And that says a lot, that's going to the that conservative white base. That's how I look at it. It's interesting. I just find it interesting. I really do. Let's go.
Something like this. See, the white supremacists, they pride themselves in the idea that they can say, well, I mean, no jury convicted. That's just the system, you see. Some white supremacist commits an act of violence and they either get acquitted or otherwise they get a slap on the wrist. Why? That's the system working the way that it was designed to, the way it's supposed to. But when the white supremacists get punished, now you got Greg Abbott saying, oh, the ability for a white man to kill with impunity cannot be infringed upon by a jury or a prosecutor. That's basically what his statement was saying.
And I see what he's saying too. That's just like the same thing with the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is not, when it comes down to mainly white people or other races, then it's patriotism, this and that, and for gun and all this and that. But when it comes down to us so-called black people, there's no patriotism or gun, anything. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you with guns. You're a criminal. And it's funny when, in these shootings, these police shootings, you're always seen as a criminal. You're always seen as not. It's weird. They'll see. It'll even be a state where it's an open carry, or even be a state where it's a concealed carry, and then you'll notify them that you got a gun, and then they'll still see you as a criminal and still draw down on you, which I don't understand. I mean, if it's a concealed carry or an open carry state, then what's the matter with the black dude having a gun? See that, and that's what they're throwing out too. It's all psychology at the end of the day. That's all that the media is throwing out there. The messages, dog whistling, and the gaslighting and stuff like that. The media is portraying. You know what I'm saying?
What you're saying is the white supremacist right to kill has to be upheld no matter what.
Exactly.
Every victory fuels the next victory, and every defeat fuels the next defeat. That's what the white supremacists understand. In this case, this wasn't a victory, however. It was a straight loss. And this is an attempt by the white supremacists to try to erase it after the fact. See, that fiasco with Rittenhouse, they know that was an anomaly. The situation with Perry is inevitably going to become the norm. And this was their attempt to try to give the middle finger to these juries because they know they can no longer count on them. They know that public opinion is against them. They know that for the people, these smart, dumb Negroes who always want to chime in on stories, they know that the
crazy thing about it is, this dude straight up said he was a racist and everything. They have it, you know what I'm saying? It says right there, I'm a racist. And then the media does not blow that up. The media does not hold that. It's not the same on the same level as anti-Semitism. It's not the same kind of energy. It's no kind of violation like it. Anti-Semitism is a big violation. But when it comes down to, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting because when it comes down to, bigotry or racism against black people, it's just not the same. I mean, I just don't understand. Anything under human or civil rights shouldn't be double standards. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if all this stuff, it falls under civil rights or anything like that, then why is there double standards? And why do certain people get hate crime bills, or why do certain people get sympathy, appreciation, or whatever bills and stuff, and certain people don't? I don't know, man. This is a corporation, so.
Perry's, whenever these guys commit their crimes, they're going to be held accountable. Not all the time, but a hell of a lot more than they have been. And that's going to give these white supremacists pause. And how are you going to maintain a system of racial oppression without the use of unrestrained, unpunished violence? The answer, you can't. But understand that these white supremacist politicians, they're going to try to circumvent justice directly now. They can't depend on juries to throw the case for them, and they can't depend on prosecutors anymore to come back and say, well, don't worry, we'll bury this to the grand jury. They can't depend on their usual bag of tricks that makes it where they don't have to get their own hands dirty. Now they're going to have to do it directly. And by doing so, they make targets of themselves in the eyes of the voters. I've been saying this for several years now. Expect to start seeing more of these race killers asking for bench trials. For those who don't know, a bench trial means that a defendant decides to waive their right to a jury, and instead they have the judge act as both judge and jury in their case. It's basically a jury of one. And they do this mess because bench trials, especially for these white supremacists, the judges are notoriously sympathetic to these killers. That's the reason why a number of them opt for a bench trial. I mean, this worked for Drew Clinton, that teenage creep. He raped a woman. Everybody knew it. There was no doubt that he had done the crime. So he asked for a bench trial. And the judge boldly ignored the victim. He just minimized that violent rape. And he said, well, this guy over here, Drew Clinton, he's been through enough already. He gave absolutely no.
And then, see, you know, it's funny because, you know, the so-called Jewish guy that posted all this racist rant and stuff like that, they don't blow that up. But yet, if that was somebody, you know, being anti-Semitism towards Jews, they would blow that up. I just think it's interesting. I don't see how we don't notice stuff like this, man.
Consideration to the victim whatsoever, and that was deliberate. See, these judges are also politicians themselves in many cases. And just for the record, although Aaron Persky, the judge in the Brock Turner trial, was successfully recalled by California voters, the judge in the Drew Clinton trial ran for re-election after his scandal, and he won. The only reason that he was removed was because of a state bar disciplinary hearing. We'll continue with the moment of truth in just a moment, but first, a word from the official sponsor of Black Empowerment, Power Tools. There's no telling when something's going to come up, so make sure you carry your power tools at all times. You never know when you're going to need to bring the hammer down, or when you'll have some trash that needs to be blown away. Or this for years, this is the most brazen stunt that he's pulled, but it's hardly the only one. And second of all, from his perspective, there's no downside to doing so. As I've been telling you for the longest time, when you look at these right-wing racist governors like Rick Snyder in Michigan, who presided over the Flint water crisis, or moron DeSantis, or that clown down in Louisiana, or Greg Abbott, these morons all do this performative extremism because they think that it's a quick and easy road to raise their profile and show the white racist voters that these guys should be in the presidency because they're willing to do the most to uphold white supremacy and ignore the law. Ron DeSantis made that his entire brand. And he also made a fool of himself when he launched a culture war and then became a national laughingstock.
And then remember when what's the name too? DeSantis too was talking all that crazy, you know what I'm saying? Critical race theory, this and that, like just trying to make that like that's the only talking point you have, and that's the only thing you have when it comes down to black people. That's the only thing you have to talk about. That says a lot right there to me. Very ignorant dude. Ignorant, you know what I'm saying? Ignorant and just racist. You know, the policy, but like he just said, that you know, that dog whistled to the dog whistles to the whistle name, to the you know what I'm saying, the racist voters, basically. That's all it is. Let's go. Let's go.
Stock because he lost his own culture war. See, they thought that they had a surefire path to the White House. That's why they were doing all of this anti-black posturing. And all of them found out the hard way that their racist stunts were the end of their political careers. Greg Abbott realizes this too. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. That moron, he had all sorts of delusions in that empty head of his that he was going to make it to the White House somehow. But he realizes, just like Ron DeSantis, no, there's no White House in your future. The only way you're getting into the White House is like everybody else with a visitor's pass. Greg Abbott's not worried about the voters retaliating against him because he already knows he's at the end of the road politically already. There's nowhere else for him to go, just like DeSantis. He can't run for the Senate because Ted Cruz and some other idiot already have the 2 Senate seats locked up, and neither one of them has any plans on resigning anytime soon. If Greg Abbott's going to do anything to show his contempt for black people, he might as well do it now because he's not going to have a chance to do it in the future. That's how he sees it. There's no downside here because what are they going to do? The voters are going to vote him out of office? Are they going to end his political career? It's already over. He's at the end of the road. They've seen their asinine message legislation like the Stop Woke Act get struck down by the courts.
See, it. You know, we talk about what Mr. Capone was good. You know, when stuff gets struck down, you know what I mean? When it comes down to these the Democrat, you know what I'm saying, things and legislation. But when it comes down to what about when it comes down to these Republican ones, man, and the ones conservatives put out there, you know? I just think it's if it ain't for us, man, to hell with it, man. If any kind of policies, if they're not for you, to hell with them. You see what I'm saying? And if they're not really trying to impact your life or you see what I'm saying, the so-called black community's life in any kind of way, to hell with it. I don't know. That's how I look at it. You know.
Their asinine attempts to claim that they can regulate Twitter with state law, that also got laughed out. Their abortion laws have been struck down by ballot initiatives. Even in Florida, there was a ballot initiative to give felons back their right to vote. And it was the Republicans, joined by Democrats, by the way, who put those felon voter restriction laws on the books as a way to circumvent the 15th Amendment. After the civil rights movement went ahead and had the Voting Rights Act passed, they were like, okay, we got to do something else here to try to make it where black people are not going to be able to vote. So what happened was down there in Florida, even though Florida's Republican state legislature said, nah, we are using these felon voter laws as a way to mass disenfranchise black voters, it was the voters of the state who said, you know what, we're getting rid of that. When these white Republicans see this, it terrifies them because it shows their own voters aren't with them, not to the extent they need them to be. That's being off code in a massive way. Were it not for the hyper gerrymandering that Republicans do with these voter districts, they wouldn't control half of these state legislatures that they've got. Now, where the Democrats with all this is going on, they're sitting back, letting this continue. Why don't they do anything about it? Why don't they start retaliating legislatively through laws of their own? Why don't they start fielding candidates who are getting out there doing the most to show that they're going to stop these racist GOP con men? Why don't they do that? Well, the Democrats aren't doing anything because for them, the Republicans' performative extremism serves a very important purpose. It gives Democrats a way to tell their own voters, you people have to vote for us no matter what, and you better not demand anything because if we don't win, why, those mean old Republicans, they're going to be in office and then they'll pass all these laws to target you. So you better get to the polls and vote for us. And remember, you better not demand anything. It's too dangerous. That's how they get the voters to vote for them without getting anything in return. That's the point. But that game only works if the GOP is there in office and able to pose a clear and extreme threat. Because in circumstances where the Democrats don't have some big bad Republican threat to point to, Democratic voters in general and Black Democratic voters in specific start focusing on making demands, things that actually require the system to give up some of its power. And the Democrats are not going to have that. Both political parties have much the same goals. They definitely have the same donors and backers. And when it comes to Black people, they're on the same side. This is about maintaining continuity of policy, a violent anti-Black policy. So that's the reason why this happened. And I don't think it's going to be the last one like it, but it does go to show the white supremacists understand that their power is beginning to break. Even among white people who they've been looking at and saying, oh, you guys are going to be on code, right? Well, you can't be sure of it. And if the white supremacists can't be sure of the white person next to them being on code, then what happens is they got to start doubting.
And see, the thing is, shout out to Professor Black True. Go check out his channel, man. But a lot of people they're not really taking this dude serious. I mean, they're not really taking it seriously when it comes down to us. They're like, for what's name to pardon him, Greg Abbott to pardon him, that says a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? I think that says a lot. People don't really think it's a big deal. I know they don't, but I think that's a lot, man. It says a lot to me. You see what I'm saying? And it says that, basically, I mean, you see, the thing is, too, I mean, he killed somebody. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying? He actually murdered somebody. So, I mean, I'm just tripping. It's like, what I noticed about this government, it's the trade for a trade. I noticed that. You see what I'm saying? It's a trade. It's like you trade, you know what I'm saying? You trade, what's the names? Like, oh, you trade trauma for trauma, right? At the end of the day. We're going to trade this trauma for this trauma, right? We're going to trade, you know what I'm saying? This amount of trauma or this situation is worth or more valuable than this situation. I don't know. I know one thing I do notice about us American people, man, we get fooled easily, man. We get fooled easily like a mother, man. We get fooled easily, man. That's one thing we do get fooled easily. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just tripping off everything. You know what I'm saying? So, just two types of justices, from I see, you know what I mean? Man, I don't think we'll get. No, I can't say that. We're not gonna get reparations with either Republican or Democrat though. Democrat president's not gonna do reparations either. None of them are. Didn't Bernie Sanders says he dodged the question? None of these people actually said that they want to give us representative we want, and you know what I mean. Gavin Newsom said some bullshit, had some bullshit ass task force. That shit was disbanded quick. I don't think none of these people want to give us anything, man. If you talk to the average other race or white, whatever, they don't agree on reparations. People just don't, you know what I'm saying? People don't want us to get ahead at all. I think it's deeper than just, you know what I mean, what they think we owe or what we should be given. You see what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. All right, so look, I'm gonna go into this Crockett thing real quick, and then I want to go into what was the other topic? The anti-Semitism. All right, so let me see. What's the name? These two heifers right here, man. All right, look. So fair use, 1970. This was hilarious right here. 1976 under Section 107. This gives me fair use to report on this video for commentary purposes and educational purposes. This is hilarious. This right here, man. These two females. Wow. All right. Hold on. Oh, this is not funny.
We help individuals and organizations better lead and manage change. And now
Now the chair recognizes Ms. Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody.
Hold on.
I'd like to know if any of the Democrats on this committee are employing Judge Merchan's daughter.
Please tell me what that has to do with Merrick Garland.
Is she a porn star?
Oh, Goldman. That's right. He's advising. Okay.
He's advising who? What? Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about
just
AG.
I don't
Point
think
of-
you
point of
know what
order.
you're here
President.
for.
Well, you the one talking about. I guess
I
you're still
think your
stuck in the
fake
courtroom.
eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr.
That's
Chairman,
beneath
would
even
you
you,
please
Ms. Green. That's
regain
beneath
order
even
of your
you.
committee?
Order.
I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Green's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you
meeting will
attack the
suspend,
physical
meeting will
appearance of another
suspend.
person?
Are your
Move
feelings
her
hurt?
words down.
Oh,
Girl, baby girl.
oh, really?
Don't even play. with me.
Baby girl? I don't think
we are gonna
so.
move, and we're gonna take your words down.
I
Thank you very
second that motion.
So who will have to pay? Okay. But Ms. Green agrees to strike her words.
I believe she
Chair
needs to apologize.
recognizes
No.
Mr.
She needs
Perry.
to
Okay,
apologize.
hold on. Then after Mr. Perry's gonna be recognized, then Ms. Green
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then
Okay,
you're not
reserve the right to
striking your
object.
words.
I am
Mr.
not
Perry.
apologizing.
Now let's go. Come on, guys.
Why don't you debate me?
Mr. Chairman, the
I think it's
minority.
pretty
No,
self-evident.
You're not.
Yeah, you're
out
not.
of order.
You don't have enough
You're out of order.
intelligence.
Chair recognizes Mr. Perry.
Okay, move to strike
I'd like to
I
strike
move to
those
strike the
words
lady's
as well.
I move to
I would
strike-
like to
Order.
strike
Strike
those
the
as
lady's
well.
words again.
That's 2 requests to strike. That's 2 requests to strike.
Oh, they cannot take the
There's
words.
another motion to strike her words again. Please
All right.
get
Okay.
your
Here's
members under
the
control.
correct priority. Ms. Green, do you agree to unanimous consent to strike your words?
I repeat again for the second time. Yes, I'll strike
right.
my words,
That-
but I'm not
all right.
apologizing.
Without objection. Without
Not
objection.
apologizing.
Reserve 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman,
I make a motion to strike those
I
words.
don't think that's
Come
a
on.
I'm
parliament.
trying to find
Shit,
clarification of what
Chairman,
part-
didn't-
motion to
I had
strike
no
those
idea.
words.
Damn,
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys.
that's horrible, dude. She said beach blonde, bad built, butch body. Damn, that's a roast right there. She does look like a Neanderthal, man, and she's shaped like a fucking linebacker, dude. She's straight, you know what I'm saying? Dude, she don't look good. She don't look she's shaped crazy, dude.
Guys, earlier, literally just.
Oh,
said
you
yes.
just-
She's shaped like a male wrestler, you know what I'm saying?
You just voted to do
Y'all did
it.
it first, so you
You
don't want to
just
talk about
voted
it.
to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get
Okay.
clarification.
Look at, calm down. Calm
No,
down.
no, because this
I
is
would
what
like
to
y'all
get
do.
through
So
proceedings.
I'm trying
Hey,
to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Miss
games
I can't
Crockett.
hear you with your
and you
yelling.
don't want me
Calm
to be-
down.
No,
Can you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take it.
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
Yeah.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
We appreciate you choosing News
Who's
Channel 9
talking
as
to
your
her?
source.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take it.
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a
Mr.
problem.
Chairman, Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
Yeah.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
We appreciate you choosing News Channel 9 as your source for local.
I mean, I just think it's hilarious. Hold up. It's fair use. You know what? No, I don't trust TMZ. Let's not mess with TMZ.
I'd like to know if any of the Democrats.
We'll go over to Burnt CNN real quick, man.
Tonight, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is not backing down, calling her Republican colleague Marjorie Taylor Greene racist after a contentious committee.
I mean, I think
A late
maybe
night House
maybe the
oversight
economy might
markup
get better or
last night was
something. I just
derailed
think
for
they're all in
nearly
on
an
it,
hour
man. It's
after
just
Greene mocked
it's all
Crockett.
games at the end
You
of
can
the
see
day.
for yourself.
Do you know what we're here
But we
for?
see. I mean,
You
we've
know we're
seen
here
Joe
for,
Biden, so I
Mr.
mean, shit.
I
Can it
don't
get
know.
worse?
You know what
President.
you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about. I guess
I
you're
think
still
your
stuck in the
fake
courtroom.
eyelashes are messing up.
No,
what you're
ain't
reading.
nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order.
Mr. That's Chairman, beneath would even you you please
order,
regain
order,
order of
even
your
you.
committee?
Where's she looking to? This is
Please.
so burnt, man. It's so
There's a point of
staged.
order.
Too.
We have a point of order. Mr. Lynch.
I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Green's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you
Meeting will
attack the
suspend.
physical
Meeting will
appearance of another
suspend.
person?
Are your
Move
feelings
her
hurt?
words down.
Oh,
Girl, baby girl.
oh, really?
Don't even play, with
Baby
me.
girl?
We're gonna,
I don't think
we are
so.
gonna move, and we're gonna take your words down.
I
Thank you very
second that motion.
Now, after that, there was a failed vote to strike Greene's comments from the record, and she was allowed to continue her remarks. And that's when Crockett stepped back into the fray.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
What now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those
I don't-
words.
so you don't
wanna talk about it?
But you
Do
say
it.
you're gonna get
Order,
Marjorie
order.
on
I'm
the
trying to
lead.
get
Okay.
clarification.
Look at, calm down. Calm
No,
down.
because this
I
is
would
what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through
So
proceedings.
I'm trying
Hey,
to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Miss
games
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
and you
yelling.
don't want me
Calm
to be-
down. Can
No,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take it.
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a
Mr.
problem.
Chairman.
Greene brushed off any criticism that she got over the last 24 hours, writing this: AOC isn't intelligent. Jasmine Crockett has fake eyelashes. These aren't attacks on personalities. These are just facts. Congresswoman, thanks for being here. First of all, I wonder, in that moment in the hearing room, why did you react the way that you did to the comment that Marjorie Taylor Greene
She do got a lot of
made
makeup
about
and a
you?
lot of. I mean, all that. I don't know.
So I
man.
want to clarify.
It's crazy
that
because
I
the
actually
sister
did
on the
not
left.
react instantaneously.
You know, I know she has. You know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe
was
her
trying to
hair
allow
might be
the
fake.
process
I
to
don't
work.
know.
So you heard from AOC,
But look how
who is
more
our
natural she looks than
vice-ranking
her.
member, and you heard
And
from
I know
Jimmy
she has
Raskin,
makeup on. You
who's
know what I'm
our
saying? I don't
ranker,
know. man.
as we attempted to go through the process. And there was an agreement. And of course, Marjorie had to be Marjorie, and she refused to actually apologize. Therefore, I needed clarification as to why the chairman refused to actually take her words down, which meant that she would be kicked out of the committee room for the rest of the hearing, which would have been appropriate.
Now, the part that I think really kind of, frankly, caught the internet afire is when you described Greene in this request for clarification as a bleached blonde, bad built butch body. I had to look at my notes.
You
to
were
read.
laughing too. Damn.
Any regrets about that kind of language?
What's there to regret?
Especially given that you were trying
What
to
is
make
there
a
to
point,
I mean,
frankly, about decorum.
You know,
in
when
the
black
hearing
people
room.
do something, I just find it interesting.
I have no regrets.
You got to
and I'll tell
regret
you
stuff. We
why.
have to apologize. We got to, you know, we got to strike stuff. We got to think twice. We got to rethink it. Do we want to apologize? Do we think we were wrong? It's interesting, man. They don't do any other people like that.
Because Marjorie Taylor Greene is the type of person that if you give her an inch, she'll take a mile. And the fact that they continue to allow her to break the rules of decorum over and over and over, whether it's the State of the Union that the president is delivering and she's wearing a MAGA hat or otherwise, the reason that she didn't have committee assignments before was because she did not know how to conduct herself as a member of Congress. And so if I just sit there and say, oh, well, Marjorie said it about me, what's to stop her to continue to do it again and again? And at the end of the day, I was elected as a representative of Congress, but that doesn't mean that I'm supposed to be somebody's doormat.
But Michelle Obama famously said, when they go low, we go high. Are those days basically over?
I don't know that we can even call this a low. I mean, she goes to hell, and then I do my best to remind her as to why she should not cross me.
So one of your colleagues, Jamie Raskin, actually suggested that some members might have been drinking. Others have said that as well, making that suggestion. That's a pretty serious allegation. Do you think that that played a factor here?
I think with Marjorie Taylor Greene, it doesn't require alcohol for her to be unhinged. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know. I don't have any facts to that. So, you know, I won't say and I won't participate in rumors when I don't have any facts behind it.
So you also called Greene racist for what she said about you. Why is that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Because
think, see,
I've
look,
received
just
so many
because somebody says something about somebody, you know what I'm saying? But this is, this is one thing. I think there was some overtones though. I ain't gonna lie. I do agree with her because the thing is, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, a lot of, you know, other races, a lot of them females wear fake eyelashes and fake hair and all this. But you know what I'm saying? You just got to point it out when the sister is wearing it. And you know, if she wearing it, you got to say it about her because you know there's not going to be too many repercussions. But when it comes to, if that was a Creed person or something like that, they'd be, man, I tell you.
amazing compliment.
There was some racist overtones on. But for, you know, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Marjorie Taylor Greene, why'd she say it to her? Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks she's slick.
From MAGA America.
But just because you're a MAGA person, I can't agree with that. Just because you're a MAGA person, just because you like Trump or you white and like Trump, don't mean you racist. That's bullshit. But at the same time, a lot of them do. A lot of them are. A lot of them have them overtones. I can't front. I can't front. I'd be lying. I really would. You know what I'm saying?
Throughout my time in Congress, a lot of times when I would go viral, instead of them trying to address the things that I laid out in a very factual way, what they would try to do is say, oh, look at her hair, or look at her nails, or look at her lashes. And they would all then associate anything that I do as a form of beautification with being quote unquote ghetto. And so to me, she was just basically repeating the nonsense that MAGA world is constantly putting out there, because I am not the only woman in Congress that wears lashes. And there are women on her side of the aisle that wear lashes as well as hair extensions. But she's never felt like that was a dig that she needed to take at anyone, except for me, a Black woman who sits on the committee. And then, of course, she went after AOC and called her unintelligent, a brown woman that sits on the committee.
But I mean, just
Tina
because you
actually
got
asked
called
her for
somebody
comment,
unintelligent, but I do think that she was, you know what I'm saying, she was taking some digs at her because she was a Black female though. So all right, man, these females is cackling, man. So sorry. So one more video. I'm out of here, man. What's the anti-Semitic? What's it? Anti-Semitism? Hold up, Bill. Hold up. Hold up. Let me see.
Picture this. You're in the studio on a deadline and need a powerful French on set.
What you guys need to know is I really don't give a rat's ass what anybody up here says about what I'm doing.
Well, it comes as Johnson is holding firm that he will not bend to the demands of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene has called on you to resign. Sir, quickly, will you resign?
Of course not. It's absurd.
Melanie Zanona is out front on Capitol Hill, and Melanie Greene digging in her heels, her own party as roundly opposes her and mocking her in many cases. So is she backed into a corner here, or she's just going to sort of be, throwing around insults and epithets?
Yeah, well, the thinking here is that once Greene did file that motion to vacate the speakership, it was almost inevitable that she was going to force a floor vote on this. We are now knowing that that is going to happen as soon as next week. One Republican described it to me like pulling the pin on a grenade and walking around with it and not knowing what to do. But this will all come to a head next week. We're going to see that showdown. And the motion is expected to fail because Democrats have vowed to step in and help save Johnson's speakership. But Aaron, this could still cause major problems for Mike Johnson for a couple of reasons. Number one, Marjorie Taylor Greene could force repeated votes on a motion to vacate. And Democrats have not said whether they would continue to save Johnson or whether this is a one-time deal. Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, was asked that as a press conference earlier today, and he would not say. And number two, depending on how many Republicans are on Greene's side when this vote comes up, it could expose weaknesses in Johnson's political standing, which could impact his long-term political future, especially if he does want to hang on to power next year. And there was one new Republican, that's Warren Davidson of Ohio, who came out today and told Manu Raju that he would at least support allowing a vote on the motion to vacate, even if he's undecided on the merits. So this is just not where Mike Johnson wants to be in this moment. It's not what he wants to be focused on. And meanwhile, Marjorie Taylor Greene kicking up controversy for a completely other reason. Today, she announced she was voting against a bill to combat anti-Semitism. And in her reasoning, she invoked an anti-Semitic trope. I want to read you what she said in her post on social media. She said, "Anti-Semitism is wrong, but I will not be voting for the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act today that could convict Christians of anti-Semitism for believing the gospel that says Jesus was handed over to Herod to be crucified by the Jews." Now, that claim that Jewish people were responsible for the death of Jesus has historically been used to justify anti-Semitic attacks on the Jewish community. So just another example of Greene's controversial behavior, and also not the first time she has used anti-Semitic rhetoric. Aaron?
Right. All right. Well,
How is that anti-Semitic rhetoric, though? Isn't that just about something out of the Bible? Wow. BJ, what's good with you, man? Shaq, what up? What up? Y'all, let me know if y'all want to come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to put the link in the chat real quick, man. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. This is crazy, dude. You know what I'm saying? I just think, damn. Somebody it's anti-Semitic. Damn, these motherfuckers is crazy with that.
Thank
man.
you very much, Melanie.
Overboard with it,
And
man.
tonight, if you think about it, Marjorie Taylor Greene's biggest supporter, who has been Trump, has signaled on more than one occasion that he backs Johnson, although he's really kind of waited to see where the wind blows on this one, but now seems to be much more pro-Johnson. Greene tonight insists, though, that she is still following Trump's lead.
Wow.
I'm the biggest supporter of President Trump, and that's why I proudly wear this MAGA hat.
She's goofy though. She's real goofy. I ain't gonna lie.
We're going to
re-elect
our favorite president, the greatest president in United States history.
Just goofy, you know what I mean? Just that typical, just white, you know what I'm saying? Southern, you know what I mean? Bullshit principle. You know what I mean? Anglo-Saxon bullshit. It's just bullshit to me, man. It's just, it's for these voters though. It's for these voters. It's for the voters. It's for these white conservatives, Let's go. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Donald J. Trump, right, Georgia?
From the get-go, it was a conservative dream team.
Let's get it done.
The firebrand president and his uncompromising congressional ally pledging allegiance and scorched earth.
Not only do we support President Trump, we support his policies. And any Republican that isn't willing to adapt these policies, we are completely eradicating from the party. In 2022, I'm going to blow away the Democrat socialist agenda.
Greene won her seat in a deep red corner of Georgia by embracing the Trump base to its far right edge, talking up conspiracy theories about 9/11.
The so-called plane that crashed into the Pentagon.
Chasing a survivor of a school massacre, claiming he was a shill for gun control.
And he's a coward. He can't say one word because he can't defend his stance.
She's winked at QAnon, made veiled threats of violence against Democrats, and raged against abortion rights.
When I said that
What's
I'm
wrong
a
with that?
Christian nationalist, I have nothing to be ashamed
What's
of
wrong with going
because that's
against
what most
abortion rights, though?
Americans are. We're proud of our faith.
Yeah, dude, that's weird because but this is CNN commentating, so this is like that's like a crime or something. Like, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's good. She ain't going for that bill. You know what I'm saying? Damn, they making it seem like.
But since she won in 2020, the same year Trump lost, she's also chained herself to his grievances, claiming the election was rigged, January 6th was no big deal, charges against the former president are nonsense.
This is a weaponized government attempt to take down the top political enemy and leading presidential candidate of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
She's waved her phone at fellow Congress members to show them Trump on the line, demanding support.
They've got to get tougher. They got to get like Marjorie Taylor Greene. You happen to be here.
And Greene shouted at President Joe Biden during his State of the Union address, to the delight of the man who lost that podium.
Now, sometimes you would say that's not nice, but in this case, it was very well needed.
Clearly, people like President Trump and his policies.
So even now, as she tries to take down the Speaker of the House Trump has defended, the former president is in her corner too.
She's a very good friend of mine, and I know she has a lot of respect for the Speaker. If times are bad, she'll call me up and say, "Don't worry about it, sir, you're doing great."
All of this cheerleading has cost Representative Greene assignments in congressional committees. It has questioned the credibility that she has among other lawmakers, and at times it has led to outright ridicule. And yet, not a discouraging word from Donald Trump, at least not.
Why would he? Why would he say something? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? It was on her, man. It was on Marjorie Taylor Greene. All right, so damn, dude. You know what I'm saying? She voted against it. Damn, that's what's up right there. Hold up. That's hella what's up. I still don't like the lady or nothing, but still. Hold up. Check. Anti-Semitic bill.
Are there times when you would love to have another address or phone number to use instead of your home address?
The time right now is 5:07, and we continue our coverage on a federal bill that could change the definition of anti-Semitism.
Overnight, the U.S. House passed a bill 32291 in a group of.
So, see, this is some bullshit because so let's change how? What? So even if the definition of it does get changed, so what now? See, and y'all linking this, why is it anti-Semitism and all that so political? That's what I want to know. And even if the definition changes, what does that mean? So what does that mean? That you can punish people different? The punishment changes? Yes, that's what that is. Does what that mean? That means that, and then it's showing you that these people have more power and protection than ever. That's what that means. Hold on.
Representatives say they want to protect their Jewish constituents, and the bill would essentially make it easier for the Department of Education to enforce anti-discrimination laws at public institutions.
So this bill would require the Department of Education to use the International
I thought you could already sue for stuff like that. I thought that fell under the discrimination clause. So they're basically making it to where they have more protection under the law.
Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition of anti-Semitism.
Well, the Alliance has a short version of the definition, but also created a list of examples that's included in the new bill.
Part of the full expanded definition reads, denying the...
Sorry about that. This is what I'm talking about.
The campus protests have the support of many Jewish college students, but many others say that they feel intimidated and unsafe.
Within the hour, the House voted overwhelmingly to pass a measure targeting anti-Semitism on campus. CBS 2's Tony Aiello spoke with two local sponsors of the bipartisan bill.
We need to be able to define anti-Semitism.
The bill, sponsored by Republican Mike Lawler and Democrat Josh
Are we defining
Gottheimer, does
racism?
just that.
Are we defining racism? Are we defining sexism? Are we defining classism? What kind of more isms are we defining? None of these. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just call bullshit on a lot of this, man. This is my last little video.
Awareness Act directs the U.S. Department of Education to use the definition developed by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance when enforcing federal anti-discrimination laws. Quote, anti-Semitism is a certain perception of Jews, which may be expressed as hatred toward Jews. It goes on to define examples of anti-Semitism. Some of the heated rhetoric on college campuses would be included.
But how is that rhetoric though? I mean, some of that's true though. Those people are going through them people, and you don't think the Palestinian people are going through certain things, and them people ain't going through certain things over there in their country. Why these people? Come on, now we can't say my experience is different from this person's experiences and so on. I don't know. I don't get that. I don't know. That's weird. So nobody can't speak for the Jews and all them and this and that, and then. But then everybody can speak for us, or the Jews can speak for everybody else. It's just interesting how it's a big double standard. I just think it is. I don't know.
Here, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. The reality is that is calling for the eradication of Jews.
No. Okay, so look. For Palestine to be free, how does that have to? What does that have to do with Jews? Any Jews being killed? So I'm confused. So basically, he's saying that they run Palestine. That's basically what he's saying. That they have more rule than Palestine, the Israelis. That's what he's saying. That's how the vibe I get. Because if they're both independent nations, then what does me saying my nation or country want to be free have to do with eradication of Jews? These people are dangerous, very dangerous. Let's go.
And the state of Israel.
All of our colleges have a responsibility to protect against hate and discrimination. And again, there's a difference between speech, which should be protected, and harassment and violence.
You're just saying, y'all saying that there's certain speech that you can't say under this bill. So I'm confused. You just said there should be protection of the speech. But these people just talk out both sides of their neck, dude. It's double-sided talk. It's double talk. Yo, BJ, what up? What up?
What's going on, man?
Shoot, just chilling, man. Just breaking this down. You feel me?
Yeah, I'll be on about 10 minutes, man.
Shuffle. What you think about this, man?
I mean, I told you I respect Marjorie Taylor Greene not going for that bill.
Yeah, that's good though.
But here's the deal. Marjorie Taylor Greene talked about 9/11, right?
Mm-hmm.
She talked about child pedophilia before. She talked about Jewish space lasers, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, didn't the eclipse look like they were shooting rockets or lasers at the moon? I guess that wasn't a conspiracy theory, was it?
Right.
Is Cloud seeding the conspiracy theory now? She been saying the same thing. She even talked about that, the Nation of Islam was right to tell their people not to take the slab.
Ooh, they don't want to talk about that. They just keep
which
calling
is also now they came out and told you 5,000 babies have been, as what Shaq would say, unalive. 500,000 babies.
Because that slab, huh? Nobody want to talk about.
That's going on right now. As a matter of fact, now they coming with this. They tell me now, who the bird flew. So, what I'm saying about her, everything she's been talking about with as far as like those things, you hear him talking about she's a conspiracy theorist, whatever, right? Anytime they call somebody a conspiracy theorist, all I say is, wait a minute, I ain't worried about what they saying. I want to know what the media not saying.
What the media is not saying.
See now, because they keep on bringing up this anti-Semitism, right? Well, the Jews say they have no problem with the Christians, but obviously Miss Green think they do because they said that you can't say that they killed Jesus in that bill. But even in the Bible, it says they did.
And see, the thing is, I thought the Torah taught them something completely different. Well, see, the thing is, they're really going to the Babylonian Talmud, but that's another episode. That's another video. No, you're right though, man. And there's certain things that Marjorie Taylor Greene did and said and stuff like that was beneficial, but they're not going to talk about that.
They get into the emotional trip, like they brought Cameron news yesterday for that dumb ass shit.
Oh yeah, and then, damn.
And then she gonna ask about. Then she asked them, has Diddy ever done something? Has he mistreated his artists before? I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, come on, man. Are you serious right now, man?
That's fine. That's crazy.
But they want people to start snitching, man.
Ooh, hey. That's crazy. Hey.
I say, why would you bring Cameron on national TV to talk about some shit like that, man?
And then not talk about him or what he got going on, because he owns shit. Cameron owns stuff, man. He got a couple restaurants. Cameron's a smart dude. He's a what I'm saying? He's a what's that word? Intelligent, wealthy dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Entrepreneur. She ain't gonna talk about that. Ask him none of them questions. And see that is, and it's just they got another black woman doing that. See, that just goes to show too that
the woman Phillips do whatever they tell her to do.
They use us exactly. They use us as straight up. They use us as straight lap dogs, man. And then we always got to go against our people. Like I said earlier, Jay, you wasn't on the show earlier, but I had to tell I had to straighten a couple of people out on there, man. It was like, oh, that's a good thing that he, what's his name, pardon Daniel Perry. I'm like, how's that a good thing?
Nah, I was on there. I heard something.
It's a racist ass white dude.
But I got off in the second half.
My bad, a Creed person saying all that and doing all that. It wasn't the same energy because he was saying all that and doing that. But yet you say all that and do that, all that to a Cree person, then you know, you're gonna get taken down. You're gonna get canceled. You see what I'm saying? But he was saying that he said, you know, he was saying all types of posts saying he's racist and all this. I'm sorry, I don't have sympathy or empathy for people like that. And Greg Abbott pardon people like that says a lot. You know what I'm saying? And they try to hit us with the, oh, you know, self-defense, stand your ground. All right, but it's not the same when we use it though. You know what I'm saying? When we use it, it's not the same, but everybody could use it on us. These motherfuckers got the stand your ground thing that one time. The motherfucker was playing the radio loud. The motherfucker killed the brother for playing the radio loud and got off for that shit. Like what? I mean, it's crazy, man. Even though it sounds like a psyop. But anyway, that's another story. That's another what's the name too. But you see, I'm not one of them kind of people that think, you know, it has to deal with black people or whatever the case is, that I have to believe it and it's just true, because I'll be the furthest from the truth. I'll be an idiot. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like regurgitating and listening to a lot of the propaganda and mainstream stuff that the media puts out too. You know what I'm saying? But
they're putting out a lot of stuff right now.
We could play that Cameron clip real quick. Damn, that dude Cameron clown old girl, man. But that's what she get. You know what I'm saying? So okay, so basically, okay, wait, damn. How many did they say on Bishop's show earlier? This was how many? It was bipartisanship. How many people was for this? How many Democrats and Republicans? I can look that up. Huh? Let me see.
For what?
For this the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act.
Was quite a bit, bro.
And see, that's why that's why I can't take these white conservatives. I'm sorry, I can't take them seriously. You know, I don't trust them or the Democrats or the liberals. But I can't just go and hate for them and just go because they're full of shit. They're not for us. You know what I'm saying? They talk all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Right, BJ? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You vote for this. That just goes to show who the handlers. That just goes to show who's really running the show. They're bought out too. Oh man, I'm a Republican and I'm for city. I'm for, you know, America and American people, and you know, oh, I'm a patriot and Maverick and all this bullshit. But yet, you know what I'm saying? You're voting to send more money to Ukraine and Israel, and you're voting for bills for them. But what about the American people though? We ain't voting for that shit to really, and that's the poor whites too. Ain't that right, BJ? Right?
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones they getting disservice too, though. The poor whites, you know. All right. So okay, let's go into the Cameron thing real quick. See, we do each other. We embarrass each other on national TV. We like doing that to each other. All right. So Cameron, and it's always CNN. Didn't I tell you right before this Cameron video service? Didn't I tell you the other day, BJ? I was saying that that's the PSYOP station, CNN. Didn't I say that?
Mm-hmm.
That's the PSYOP station. There's always some type of PSYOP going on there, crisis actor, agent provocateur type stuff going on there. All right, so look, fair use 1976 under Section 107. This gives you fair use to report on this video for commentary or educational purposes. Let's go.
Diddy and the CNN interview with the rapper Cameron that went off the rails.
Who the talent agent for this joint? Like, you think I'll be sitting around watching what Diddy do and all this? I didn't know this was a Diddy joint that y'all invited me to.
During the 3-minute and 30-second interview that has now gone viral, CNN anchor Abby Phillip asked Cameron about Diddy and that disturbing surveillance tape where the rapper can be seen attacking Cassie.
Did you recognize that kind of anger at all from your experiences?
I don't know like that. What do you mean? Do I be recognized? Did I recognize them? What do you mean my experiences? I seen them and I thought it was disgusting. I didn't do a zoom in to see if it was really him or nothing.
Cameron seemed annoyed.
Remember, I was saying that the other day, BJ. Was that really him? That's what I remember. But I guess he admitted it, so I can't really say that. So his ass admitted it, so whatever. Apologize or whatever the fuck. All right.
And at one point, paused to knock back a pre-sex stimulant drink.
Yo, who booked me for this joint?
And yes, the backlash is building against Diddy. His music streams have dropped by over 50%. Peloton announced it will no longer be using his music in their workouts. And Diddy's ex, Misa Hilton, who is the mother to their son Justin, said this morning her heart goes out to Cassie and, quote, I know exactly how she feels. And through my empathy, it has triggered my own trauma.
Long time ago.
I make no excuses. I was disgusted then, I'm disgusted now.
Diddy's also being called out for not mentioning Cassie by name during his apology.
It could be a PR strategy. It also could be part of what we.
Who gives a fuck, baby? He didn't. Oh my God, bro. These people. These motherfuckers, bro. This media, they don't do everybody else like that. But see, like I said, BJ, it's dangerous. You gotta be careful because when they got these celebrities, you don't never know if they're acting or not. If they're, you know what I'm saying? You don't never know. You don't never know if they're in character or not. Still, you know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Call a non-disparagement provision in typical settlement agreements where you don't talk bad about me, I don't talk bad about you, and we go our separate ways.
Yeah, he might be sorry now. He's sorry that he got caught.
How many times did you personally witness him be violent towards women?
Look at these Negroes. Look, BJ come out of nowhere and start talking bad about Puffy to the white media. Like, you can't make this shit up, dude. We always, it's always one of us or two or three of us. You see what I'm saying, BJ? We always got to co-sign this.
Man, you know they were gonna do that though.
She got some random brother and shit. Oh,
they ain't talking about Epstein though.
They ain't talking about. Oh man, they stopped talking about that motherfucker, dude. Whatever happened to Ghislaine or whatever Jane or whatever the fuck her name is. Whatever happened to Maxwell, dude? Whatever happened to that lady, man? The white lady. Oh, she's locked up. The same type of shit. Where is that lady at? See, that lets you know psyops and a lot of this stuff is staged, man. It's not really, it's serious. You would think real case law, that lady, they would have updates on that lady. If that was really serious and real, they would have updates on that lady. They would, where she's at, all that. How come she ain't spoke out? She can still speak out from custody, right? Didn't they have Tupac with that fake prison sent he had? Because you can't be in prison. You can't get bailed out of prison. You've been a CEO, you know. You cannot get bailed out of prison. There's certain circumstances, but they were saying if that's you can't be no flight risk. He was a flight risk because he was a flight risk in one of his other cases. So that's fake right there. I don't know. We don't do. Let's see, we get romanticized, BJ, and we run into these fantasy, romanticize and fantasize with these damn celebrities. Like we act like they what's that word? What's that word, BJ? But we live vicariously to these people or something. That's what we think. What is he talking? What is this dude talking about? I don't even remember this dude. Let's go.
4 or 5 times. He's a king manipulator. He can manipulate anything and anyone.
Uh-oh. So you're gonna add that to the story, right? You can't make this up, BJ. You can't make this up. Some Negro came out of nowhere talking about he was one of his ex enforcers or whatever, bodyguards, whatever the fuck.
As promised, let's get to the Sean P. Diddy Combs.
And you got motherfuckers like Stephen A. Smith. This dude is a sports commentator. Why is he talking about Puffy? You got these Negroes talking bad about Puffy. I mean, I'm not caping for Puffy. Puffy's full of shit too, because at the same time, look at how he was doing as artist, but look at how he was doing the so-called black community. But then at the same time, when it comes down to you, cats can't do it. Has to be a different kind of play. It has to be a different type of, you know what I'm saying? You notice that, BJ? It has to be different kind of circumstances when it comes down to you. Right? I mean, you can't make this up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's just like when you all these motherfuckers was coming out the woodworks with Bill Cosby. It's really ridiculous. But see, you ain't gonna get that much white motherfuckers coming out the woodworks when it comes out another white motherfucker. You're really not. You know. They're talking about his drug mule and you know what I'm saying? What happened to the drug mule? You know what I'm saying? And like they try to put 2 and 2 together with drugs and sex, right? And then most of rock and roll is the hip hop. Diddy and them were providing the rock and roll, right? It's just interesting, dude, how this works. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, BJ, man. I just think this is ridiculous, man. It's just like, this niggas just come out of nowhere and just start talking about, you know what I'm saying? What brothers got going on is ridiculous. Right? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I mean, you talking about when he wanted the bodyguards or something like that. Where he come from, right? Like, where these motherfuckers come from? You can't make this up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'll just play that AOC clip. You know what I'm saying? I'll just play the AOC clip.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? BJ, what you think? I don't know.
We'll
I
see,
just,
honey.
that shit is crazy. Yeah, man. When they was getting at each other and shit, you know what I'm saying? Hold up.
The campus protests have the support of
And, you know, the thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I
The
just
time
think
right now is 5:07, and we continue our coverage on a federal bill that could change the definition. The time right now is 5:07, and we continue our coverage on a federal bill that could change the definition of anti-Semitism.
Well, overnight, the U.S. House passed a bill 32291, and a group of representatives say they want to protect their Jewish constituents. And the bill would essentially make it easier for the Department of Education to enforce anti-discrimination laws at public institutions.
So this bill would require the Department of Education to use the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition of anti-Semitism.
Well, the Alliance has a short version of the definition, but also created a list of examples that's included in the new bill.
Part of the full expanded definition reads, denying the Jewish people their right to self-determination by claiming that the existence of a state of Israel is a racist endeavor. Many of the Republicans and Democrats said adding this type of regulation infringes on free speech, including Republican Congressman from Austin, Chip Roy.
Criminal behavior is criminal behavior. Violating people's civil rights is violating people's civil rights. But when we want to insert the government into what you're thinking and what motivates you, you are empowering that which should never be empowered. The ability of the government to police thought.
Austin area Democratic Congressman Lloyd Doggett and Greg Casar also voted against the bill. The bill now heads to the Senate, where its fate is uncertain.
Hold on.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster? With Wix, you can edit your meta tags page by page or all in one go. Modify your URLs, inspect all of them in one click, and more. Save time, customize freely with SEO on Wix.
The government paid CVC and Walgreens and them to reject ivermectin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every time it comes out, she's excited that it's pottery time. As soon as I would switch the wheel on, just started trying to tap the wheel and play with it. At first, I was worried about my art and that it maybe wasn't going to be safe at home with Figure Round, and it was.
That cat is funny. That cat is funny. All right, so look. Hold up. Did the U.S. government cartel pay CVS, Walgreens billions to reject ivermectin prescriptions and push the you know what shots? U.S. paid billions to reject ivermectin and prescriptions to push the shots. Drug dealing, it seems, has always been lucrative business, especially when the drug lords and your cartels of federal government. Why in the world any supplier want to promote a prescription, prescribe some cheap and readily available drug like ivermectin, if doing so would throw a wrench in a potential billion-dollar cash cow contracts with the federal government? The simple answer is suppliers value its profits over patients. It wouldn't. The government cartel paid billions of dollars to Walgreens, CVS, not to fill ivermectin. The question is why. However, the federal appeal court sided with the pharmacies ruling the pharmacists have the right to exercise independent judgment and filing prescriptions. The federal court says pharmacists can use independent judgment in filing prescriptions. But I thought they were all practicing medicine still. Even the doctors practicing medicine. So how would these motherfucking pharmacists know that much, right? Oops. Public government contracts that show CVS and Walgreens got money through the increasing community assets of the testing program, ICAT, which has provided no cost, what testing, no cost, what vaccines are underinsured, surge testing needed, including no cost, short-term testing, right? So basically, CVS and Walgreens were paid to test vaccine people because they have brick and mortar stores, and everyone that it was the fastest way to make sure that these folks could get tested and vaccinated, and supposedly motivated them to avoid filling prescription for ivermectin. It would just that no evidence of ivermectin worked at first, and then all the evidence that ivermectin didn't work. I mean, if this was remotely true, the folks could have just gone to Walmart or any other pharmacy and got in the ivermectin filled, right? Ooh. CDC is partnering with CVS and Walgreens to offer on-site, vaccine services for residents of nursing homes and assisted living facilities once facts, are recommended for them. Down. Anti-vax folks who got COVID money. Interestingly, more of the anti-vaccine influencers also receive COVID relief refunds. Damn. More anti-vax propaganda. But I mean, what you think? Damn, dude. I mean, BJ, man, I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Hey, look.
What up?
Yeah, I gotta run, man. I gotta get back and do this work. But look, man, take your time, man, on it. I just come and tell you about the anti-Semitism thing. So, yeah, just take your time, man.
You want to shout your info real quick or what?
Yeah, KingBJMedia.com, Bernard Johnson, Facebook, Bernard1121, Instagram. And 1987 BJ1 Twitter. A lot of stuff going on, man. People rather be prepared, man.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, take your time.
All right, man. For sure, man. You too, man.
Pleasure.
Shaq, what up? Shaq, what up, man? What's good?
What's the word, dog?
Man, just chilling, man. Just living, man. Just talking about this little stuff that came on, man. That we was just chopping it up about, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? Talking about old girl and Marjorie Taylor Greene, and then we was talking about this dude Daniel Perry, man. You know what I'm saying? You got Greg Abbott pardoning him. What you think about that, man? That was burnt out, man. And why would you pardon somebody like that?
Hey, man.
But that's for their base, though. Right? Daniel Perry. You heard about the racist Jewish dude and stuff, man. That killed that brother, man. That time, man. Got that Black Lives Matter protest.
Was it like in Austin somewhere?
I think so. I forget. But I just think that I don't know what you think, man. I just think this shit is crazy, man. For the most part, man. I just think that for you to pardon somebody like that, you know what I'm saying, that actively said they was racist and everything and was talking all this type of stuff with black people on the internet, says a lot right there, man. Like everybody to pardon that cat. But that just goes to show that you in cahoots with that, in my opinion. A lot of people, people ain't really taking it too seriously. They ain't really tripping off this, but I am, because I'm like, you just as guilty, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, for you to go out of your way and actually pardon somebody like that too. You know what I mean? Right? What is
I don't know, man. Maybe somebody know.
It could be that. It could be that, you know what I'm saying, these cats be connected in some kind of way. So,
because I don't see why we go all this way for somebody. I don't know.
but that, like I said, could be dog whistling for these, you know what I'm saying, white conservatives. That's like the base, you know what I mean? But this dude is a Cree person. He does identify as a Cree person. So, but I'm just confused because you talk all this, you know, this and that, racist, this and that about these groups, but then you're a Cree person, but then you talking about these groups, but then the so-called white man doesn't so-called like you, but then they let you slide just like one of them. I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't like you so much, why they got your back like a regular white one? Confused about that. You know what I'm saying, Shaq? It's just like, it's all bullshit to me, though. At the end of the day, it's the scams, and you know what I'm saying?
Man, how long he been in that position?
What do you say?
Been there for a minute, eh?
Who me?
No, to my old boy.
Let me see.
What happened? 2020?
Let me see. Hold on. A Black Lives Matter protester? Oh. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Hold on.
But I thought they had they had arrested some cops, right? From that same from that same area, Austin area, right? Some officers. Did they get charged?
Hold on.
I ain't heard no more about that story. They're probably gonna pardon them over too.
Yeah, 2020, yep. Interesting. Well, see, that says a lot about Greg Abbott, in my opinion, though. That says a lot about him. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, but see, that's how these people work, and that's how they, you know, they make right laws and stuff like that, and laws that benefit them. But they're not gonna say, okay, we're gonna write this law and benefit, and make this law to where it benefits white people. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? They just do it. You know what I mean? They just do it, man. Right? I don't know, man. Shaq, it's just so that happened that long ago, man. And but see, they talking about veteran, but damn, dude, wasn't the serviceman that just got shot in Florida? Wasn't he a veteran? Wasn't he a serviceman? Wasn't he? It's like different when we do it. When it's us, Shaq, it's way different. But when it's them, then they're patriots and they're veterans and they're mavericks and they. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, the empathy love. Yeah, there's no empathy.
Yeah, you know, they're everything that America stands for. But when it comes down to you, so-called black person, you know what I'm saying? Interesting, right?
Yeah, no empathy, man.
It ain't the same.
For the color man, the American color man, no empathy, doubt. Hey,
that's why I just be tripping, man. I'm just like, I don't know, man. For the most part, I just be tripping off shit like this, man. Because it's just like it ain't no, we got a big deal, but at the same time, it's just like we just got to pay attention to people like this.
yeah.
Yeah, man. This one right here is about the damn what's the name? And this is about the damn CDC and the government selling out to pushing CVS and Walgreens. You know what I'm saying? Pushing them to, you know what I mean, to sell the, you know what, the candy bar, you know.
Yep.
So they, you know, all this is coming out now, but I mean, we kind of called this when, you know what I'm saying, 4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? We called this out, man. All this stuff is coming to pass, man. But just like, you know what I'm saying, it don't matter Trump, Biden, man, it's still gonna be the, even though I think the economy might be better under this dude Trump. We'll see if he gets in here, but I mean, it can only get worse, man, because this dude Biden, we see what he did. You know. I mean, I just think that's a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? You passing stuff like this. I think that's not a good idea. What do I know? You know? Just like, you know, like the anti-Semitism awareness, they just passed that, or the House just passed it. So, I mean, it's crazy. Interesting. Yeah, but they you know they playing games, man, with us. That's for damn sure. Shaq, you feel what I'm saying? They fucking with us, man. Hold up.
Yeah.
That's like I was playing that thing with Cameron earlier, man. What you think about that? He clowned old girl, man. He clowned her, man. He made, what you think, Shaq? He made her look crazy, huh? Old girl with Cameron. Did you see when Cameron was on CNN?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, man, you will never get. It's strange. You will never see Tom Brady or Eminem on that. You know, asking them no questions about it. You know what I'm saying? You'll never see Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, and we ask them no questions about Epstein or, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer or nothing like that. You won't get, you know. I don't understand it. But I guess we keep allowing ourselves to be, you know what I'm saying, subjugated.
Right. You ain't lying about that, bro. We ain't never lied about that. We do, man. Just like the dude, the cat that was just interviewing Diddy. I mean, interviewing Diddy's like bodyguard or something. Like, what the fuck is he doing? You know what I mean?
Who was?
Some watch, damn. Watch, hold up. And 50 Cent, why he keep like talking about him on 50 Cent keep going in on him, like, what's up with that? You know what I mean? Like you're another celebrity, 50 Cent or whatever. Like, why are you bashing another black? You know what I'm saying? Powerful black man like that. I mean, I'm not escaping for what's the name at all. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. Like, hold up. And all of a sudden, all these people coming out of the woodworks talking about how bad of a bad guy Puffy is and shit. Like it's so late. Man, this shit happened a long time ago, 2008, dude, or 2012 or 16 or some shit. That was a minute ago. I don't like that was over the statute of limitations. Why didn't Cassie? That was, you know, the Me Too movement and all that was going around. Why didn't she do anything or say anything then? Right? Hold on. You gotta word this shit a certain way. You gotta be dramatic and shit. Hold on. Damn, I can't find that shit. Hold up. Damn. Hold on. That shit is crazy, man.
Oh, I'm about to send you a video on Instagram, nigga. You gotta play this. Too well.
Disturbing.
I seen him and I thought it was disgusting. I didn't do a zoom in to see if it was really him or not.
Cameron seemed annoyed pretty early on, and at one point paused to knock back a pre-sex stimulant drink.
Yo, who booked me for this joint?
You seem annoyed, man. He didn't go there to talk about that. They didn't vent him and tell him to come on and talk about no damn Puffy, bro. That's not even just being annoyed, he's being disrespected. Should I be annoyed too?
And yes, the backlash is building against Diddy. His music streams have dropped by over 50%. Peloton announced it will no longer be using his music in their workouts. And Diddy's ex, Misa Hilton, who is the mother to their son Justin, said this morning her heart goes out to Cassie and, quote, I know exactly how she feels. And through my empathy, it has triggered my own trauma.
I make no excuses. I was disgusted then, I'm disgusted now.
Diddy's also being called out for not mentioning Cassie by name during.
Oh my God. Shaq, they on it, huh? Oh, you didn't call her by name? Oh, we're going to condemn you for that. Like, these motherfuckers, man. It just don't be the same energy when it's somebody that's European, though, at all, man. Like, other Europeans doing them like that, treat them a certain way, and the media, you know what I'm saying? I just think that shit's interesting as a motherfucker. Like, wow.
His apology.
It could be a PR strategy. It also could be part of what we call a non-disparagement provision in typical settlement agreements, where you don't talk bad about me, I don't talk bad about you, and we go our separate ways.
Yeah, he might be sorry now. He's sorry that he got caught.
How many times did you personally witness him be violent towards
Bro,
women?
who is this cat? See how this cat got random motherfuckers coming out against him in the media, bro? Random motherfuckers. Who is this dude? You see what I'm saying, Shaq? You see how we quick to turn on our brother for a little next to nothing. You feel me? And talk negative about him. You know what I'm saying? Shaq, what do you think about that? That shit crazy. I don't know. This dude came from out of the damn woodworks. Like, oh man, he's this and that. Man, he's a manipulator.
4 or 5 times. He would manipulate anyone.
Who was that cat? Who was this dude? Talking about, oh, he was his ex bodyguard or something. Like, wow, bro. Oh boy, we don't do nobody else a certain way but ourselves, dude. Straight up. Hold up. Like, really? You know what I'm saying? Shaq, what do you think about that?
Which one?
I said, what you think about like who was that dude that was interviewing him and shit?
That was interviewing who? Cameron?
Like who's that dude that was interviewing like I mean, who was that cat they were just interviewing right now? They talking about that was his bodyguard pulling up his body. But you see, my thing was you see how we're quick to we're so quick to go and talk about the next brother and shit.
Oh no, yeah, that was one of his bodyguards, Barnes.
It's like,
yeah, but he was a known street dude up there. He was pretty much Diddy hired him as a bodyguard, but he pretty much was like the muscle.
Oh, was that
at one
boxing
point?
right there? Is that same dude?
Yeah, that's Barnes. I think that's him.
No, that dude ain't no joke, man.
Yeah, I think that was him.
Hold on. Let me see.
Man, somebody was saying he got his foot got amputated or some shit. He lost his foot to diabetes or something. So
Who, the
I don't
dude
know if they were
boxing?
trolling or not.
Oh shit.
You know, his son locked up in Africa, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah, his son been locked up, man, in Africa, man. He claimed somebody set his son up or something. He went over there with some, and you know, over there in them countries, when you guilty until you shoot. But yeah, he was locked up, man. He was accused of murdering somebody over there.
You talking about the boxing bar son or what?
Who?
Who's son you talking about?
The bodyguard.
Oh shit.
Barnes. His name Barnes.
Oh shit. What?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get hold up.
So he tried to reach out to Diddy, try to get 20 racks from him, so he can, you know.
You know Diddy acting funny about that.
And this was right after. I think he asked him a little bit right after. I think the Cassie situation.
You know what's in that acting for? You don't want to listen to that. Hold up. Hold up.
We just trying to find the thing, the joint.
Yeah, I'm about to forward that shit to mode. Okay. Talking about this, right? Talking about this, right? You want me to play that?
What's that?
This is what you sent me. What you sent me. You want me to play this?
Which one? The one I think I sent you two of them.
Okay, which one did you want me to play first?
Oh, you can play the one with the diabetic medicine. PSA, public service announcement.
Elon Musk? Oh, no, that's not it. Huh? You talking about this one right here? You talking about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's real. That's real though. That's real spit. Okay. You know that's real.
Oh, you was playing something?
Yeah, I was playing that whatever you told me to play, man. What's his name? Send me.
Oh no, I didn't play on this end over here. Yeah, I don't think we can hear it. I couldn't hear it. It ain't on the screen. So you got the.
Hold on. Oh no, wait a minute. You hear it? Can you hear that or what?
Uh-uh.
You can't hear it?
No.
Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Hear that now or?
Nope.
Can you hear now?
Uh-uh.
Hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on.
Then we couldn't steal from you and occupy your land. The day you find
Oh,
out
there
about
you go.
patents is the day you'll be free. That's the secret.
I am not a real quote unquote Black American. The real Black Americans are truly what was referred to as the American Indians. Everyone knows this. It's time they take their land back. They have land patents. Nobody is stopping them but them. We will continue to control them until they realize it. I was put into this position to trick them into thinking they have some type of leadership from their community. But truth is, they don't. We rob their security interest and their land and make attempts to try and sway their vote.
Black Americans are the real American Indians. This is well known and hidden.
And that's real though.
That was per Dawson text me that, so she texted me.
That's real. You know what I'm saying? See, and they swayed her and swayed us for the vote and all that through symbolism and false policies and you know what I'm saying, the star, you know what I'm saying, celebrities and all that too.
Yeah.
All right, so let me get the let's see. Close out real quick. Let me see. And Marjorie, she went against it. She went against that bill, though. That's cool. I respect that. I don't like nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I think she disgraced the rest of these motherfuckers, but that's real though. You're going against that bill, bro. I got to side with you on it. That's why is she under fire?
About what I'm doing.
Well, it comes as Johnson is holding firm that he will not bend to the demand of their own party. They're announcing today that she's forcing the vote to oust Speaker Johnson.
What you guys need to know is I really don't give a rat's ass what anybody up here says about what I'm doing.
Well, it comes as Johnson is holding firm that he will not bend to the demands of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene has called on you to resign. Sir, quickly, will you resign?
Of course not. It's absurd.
Melanie Zanona is out front on Capitol Hill, and Melanie Greene digging in her heels, her own party, as roundly opposes her and mocking her in many cases. So Is she backed into a corner here, or she's just going to sort of be, throwing around insults and epithets?
Yeah, well, the thinking here is that once Green did file that motion to vacate the speakership, it was almost inevitable that she was going to force a floor vote on this. We are now knowing that that is going to happen as soon as next week. One Republican described it to me like pulling the pin on a grenade and walking around with it and not knowing what to do. But this will all come to a head next week. We're going to see that showdown. And the motion is expected to fail because Democrats have vowed to step in and help save Johnson's speakership. But Aaron, this could still cause major problems for Mike Johnson for a couple of reasons. Number one, Marjorie Taylor Greene could force repeated votes on a motion to vacate. And Democrats have not said whether they would continue to save Johnson or whether this is a one-time deal. Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, was asked that as a press conference earlier today, and he would not say. And number two, depending on how many Republicans are on Greene's side when this vote comes up, it could expose weaknesses in Johnson's political standing, which could impact his long-term political future, especially if he does want to hang on to power next year. And there was one new Republican, that's Warren Davidson of Ohio, who came out today and told Manu Raju that he would at least support allowing a vote on the motion to vacate, even if he's undecided on the merits. So this is just not where Mike Johnson wants to be in this moment. It's not what he wants to be focused on. And meanwhile, Marjorie Taylor Greene kicking up controversy for a completely other reason. Today, she announced she was voting against a bill to combat anti-Semitism. And in her reasoning, she invoked an anti-Semitic trope. I want to read you what she said in her post on social media. She said, "Anti-Semitism is wrong, but I will not be voting for the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act today that could convict Christians of anti-Semitism for believing the gospel that says Jesus was handed over to Herod to be crucified by the Jews." Now, that claim that Jewish people were responsible for the death of Jesus has historically been used to justify anti-Semitic attacks on the Jewish community. So just another example of Greene's controversial behavior, and also not the first time she has used anti-Semitic rhetoric. Aaron?
Oh my God, that's anti-Semitic rhetoric. All right. You said it's super cringe, bro. Grow up. What you talking about? Blacks just want freebies. What is this dude Junior Coltrane talking about, man? Junior Coltrane, what the hell are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you on the wrong channel if you think that. But yeah. So what does this mean? What is this anti? You know what I'm saying? What? See them break this down real quick, Shaq. You know what I mean?
Are you having trouble?
1976 on Section 107. This gives me Section 107. This gives me copyright, and this gives me permission to report on this under commentary purposes and educational purposes. All right, let's go.
Trying to keep up with your professor? You've got to try Otter. Here's how it works. Let's say I'm in class. I just hit record, and as you can see, everything I'm saying is turning into a transcript as I talk in real time. Because Otter is transcribing everything, I can actually listen to the professor rather than trying to type everything down, or I can zone out for a minute. I know that nothing is going to be missed.
But appear to be capitalizing on the climate of fear that has arisen in recent months over demonstrations against Israel's continued war on Gaza. So what will this mean for pro-Palestinian organizing, as well as for conversations around anti-Semitism? Joining us to discuss this is Rabbi Jay Michaelson. He is a contributing columnist for The Forward. And we also have Lara Friedman with us, president of the Foundation for Middle East Peace. Thank you both for joining me. Lara, I'm actually going to start with you. If passed, this bill is going to write the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition of anti-Semitism into federal law, saying that, quote, anti-Semitism is a certain perception of Jews which may be expressed as hatred toward Jews. Now, this, in general, seems like a pretty benign definition, but Human Rights Watch, the ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union, and B'Tselem, the Israeli human rights group, and others are sounding the alarm over adoption of an IHRA definition. Why?
So the battle around the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism has been going on, as you said, since 2016. And it really isn't over the sentence you read, although experts on anti-Semitism will say that that sentence is badly written and doesn't really say much. The battle is really around a set of examples that are appended to that definition, and there's controversy over how they became appended to it. But those examples, the majority of them deal not with hatred or discrimination or threats or violence against Jews as Jews. They deal with criticism of Israel. And this is the latest controversy. This isn't the first with the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act, is that this is really a stealth effort to redefine anti-Semitism to not only include criticism of Israel, but to focus on and prioritize it, and then have that as a weapon against Palestine rights activism, against organizing, and even
That
against
sounds about right
Jewish.
to me. That's what it sounds like to me. Shaq, what do you think about that? Shaq, what you think? What you think about that? What she's saying? That sounds about right, man. They using all that as, you know what I'm saying, as just like a weapon against God. You know what I'm saying? Just a weapon against any kind of blowback. If you have any kind of blowback, they're gonna, you know what I'm saying, they're using that.
You pretty much what it sound like.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna listen to a little bit more what she gotta say, man.
People around the world who criticize Israel. Because according to that definition's examples, for example, if you're an organization like mine, which focuses only on Israel-Palestine, we're narrowly focused. People argue, well, that means you're anti-Semitic, because under the IRA definition, criticism is deemed to be anti-Semitic if you are not equally criticizing all others who are guilty of similar bad behavior, which is sort of like saying you can't have an organization that focuses only on the welfare of, say, elephants. If you focus on the welfare of elephants, it means you're anti the welfare of every other animal, right? It's there's something inane about this to suggest that in order to engage in criticism of Israel, you have to be an anti-Semite. That's what it's setting up as an argument.
Jay, what do you say to the person who pushes back to that argument that Lara just laid out and says, yeah, but there has to be some room to criticize a very real practice of isolation? For example, if we criticize Israel for having an imperfect democracy, right? All the nations in the world that call themselves democratic are imperfect democracies. But if we only focus on Israel's, then that represents an example of isolation and exceptionalism and ultimately anti-Semitism. What do you say to people who say that these kinds of double standards are the problem?
Well, I think the question is whether it is a double standard. I mean, Israel is a uniquely situated among all of the countries of the world. It's leading recipient of U.S. foreign aid. It has there is a whole special relationship between
why is
the
that?
countries. There are many reasons why one might focus on the imperfect democracy, to use your phrase, in Israel rather than somewhere else. It's just as Lara said, there are many reasons why you might want to focus on the, let's say, misdeeds or actions of one country and not necessarily another. Again, Israel is reliant on American foreign aid, so these things are happening on our dime. The IRA definition has no space for any of that nuance.
Now, Jay, if the bill is passed, the Department of Education is going to be required to use the IHRA definition when judging anti-Semitism complaints within American universities and against universities. It'll also revoke funding for schools that fail to discipline or even ban events, professors, campus groups who speak out against Israel.
Wow,
Now, Jewish Currents,
that's crazy, dude. So how are you even teaching or how are you even a professor then if you say something against another, you know what I'm saying, nation or country, and then you get blowback for it? So what do you teach? That's crazy, man.
warns us that we're seeing an unfolding, what they call moral panic that parallels the Red Scares of the 1920s and the 1950s. How do you see it?
I mean, I described this as a moral panic back in December, January, where we saw university presidents hauled before a congressional committee in a process designed to trap them. And I think what's interesting about moral panic is it is a panic. There are a lot of reasons, and I think it's important to make space for this. There are a lot of reasons why American Jews do feel profoundly unsettled right now. Obviously, October 7th and the unprecedented horrors of that day, and then also the ways in which many of our allies in the progressive community either did or did didn't respond. And then the eruption of both legitimate, I would say, anti-Israel protests and illegitimate anti-Semitism. And American Jews are in this really heightened state. And it's a very tough time that a lot of people are experiencing. And that
what's up with all this American Jew and this Jew? I mean, so Christians from around the world that say, "Oh, you're American Christian or Ethiopian Christian." I don't know, man. Just group of people, man. They get singled out because they have power. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what that is.
That condition is being weaponized by opportunists, primarily on the right, to further their own ends, which are really about attacking all kinds of university education, attacking what they see as instruments of liberal culture and indoctrination and so forth. That Jews have been enlisted in this war on woke is a tremendously cynical, I think, exploitation of the real pain that so many American Jews are feeling right now.
Lara, there's been a pattern in recent years of defining anti-Semitism very, very broadly. In the U.S., the Anti-Defamation League has tallied a near 400% increase in anti-Semitic.
I mean, and do we actually believe that that's real? What can anything have a 400% increase, Shaq? Can anything have a 400% increase?
Man, they be coming up with some Jewish ass numbers, man.
Like these numbers, like what the fuck? Astronomical motherfucking numbers. Like what? Wow. I don't know, Shaq, man. It's scary stuff, man. All right, hold on. We'll finish this out, man.
Semitic incidents since October. This number, however, explicitly counts all Palestinian solidarity activism as anti-Semitic, spurring opposition from even people inside of the ADL. I mean, you have ADL staffers saying, "Hey, this is too broad. We're going too far." That's a red flag. What does this trend mean for efforts to actually combat anti-Semitism?
Look, I mean, as we move further and further away from what is the common sense understanding of what is anti-Semitism, which really boils down to threats, discrimination against, violence against, hatred of Jews because they are Jewish. And you move further and further into conflating being Jewish with supporting Israel, which, let's remember, has always been considered anti-Semitic. You open the door for a whole new surge of real anti-Semitism, which you don't record and you're not watching because you're giving cover to it by saying, well, they support Israel, so they're not anti-Semitic. And by the way, we're much more worried. And if you look at the last couple ADL reports, you'll see that even in their huge surge they're saying of what they call anti-Semitism, the majority of anti-Semitism that they're recording is not related to what they call Israel or hatred or protest against Israel's treatment of Palestinians. It's actual hatred against Jews. But if you read the headlines, all they're focusing on is the Palestinian rights protests, criticism of Israel and what it's doing in Gaza. That they're prioritizing that and the fight against that above all else.
Well, first, picking up on what Lara just said, if you compare the anti-Semitism that is present in some quarters of the far left to what's happening in the far right, we've got a Holocaust denier being the Republican nominee for the governor of North Carolina. That is a way more serious threat, I feel, as a rabbi, to my own safety, to the safety of American Jews, than any anti-Semitic events that happen on a college campus.
Because deny the Holocaust
by
exists
a
or
lone
deny
activist here or there, by somebody who's maybe even coming from the outside and kind of trying to stir up trouble. There is just no comparison. There's no Democratic equivalent with Donald Trump dining with Nick Fuentes, for example, noted white supremacist and anti-Semite and neo-Nazi.
Man, who cares, man? Why y'all trying to police everybody, dude?
There's
sort of y'all want to police everybody and shit, man. Y'all some cowards, man.
Of occasional
You're straight cowards, dude. Sound like some little kindergarten, man. You want to police everybody, dude.
Student protesters
don't nobody agree with y'all, man.
Of drawing clear lines, making sure that no individual Jewish students are being harassed.
You always want putting that damn crying wolf and shit.
Making sure that no conspiracy
people getting tired of it, man.
About
damn, everybody else got to go through the same stuff, man.
Made in any way. However, the vast majority of those protests are at the
Y'all on
appalling
everybody else's
nature of the
land. What
war
white?
in
Where's
Gaza.
your homeland at,
And I
dude?
may agree or
Go
disagree
back to
with
your homeland.
everything some activist says, but that
If
is a
it's a
political
problem,
protest,
but y'all want to
obviously.
bring y'all
And I
culture
want to
to
add
other
one thing,
people
which is, I
and
think
make and
it
put
might
other
be
people
helpful for viewers to kind of
subjugated.
see where some of the Jewish
Wow.
students are coming
Come on,
from
man.
on these campuses. I grew up
That's
in
why
the
people
conservative
pushing
Jewish
back
movement,
because
kind of in the
y'all
middle
got
of
too
the
much
road
say so in
in
other
terms of
people's country,
religiosity
man.
in America. And Zionism, not just love of the land of Israel or historical ties to the
They
land of
don't want
Israel,
you to
but
say nothing
political
about
Zionism
them
was part of
because you
my
deny the
Jewish
Holocaust. They
education,
want to make that a
and
federal
it
law
became part of my
in other
Jewish
people's
identity
country,
when I was
dude.
a teenager.
See, the crazy thing, okay,
And to
let's
see
deny
that
slavery.
attacked
There ain't gonna be
can
no
make a lot
blowback
of
to
folks
denying
feel as though
slavery,
they're
though.
being personally attacked.
Nah, man.
And so I think
You know what I'm
it'd be
saying?
helpful to just sort of
What do we do
know
with
that
that?
that's
You
not
know,
a lot of the case.
I was going to say, what do we do with that
But they
logic, right?
slick
So if we're
because they don't
saying
want to be
right.
held
political
accountable, though.
Zionism was
See,
baked
they don't
into
want you to
this in the
bring
same
up the
way that
fact that, okay,
maybe
if slavery did happen,
slaveholding was
okay, was
baked
it any
into,
Jewish people that had
early
any
American,
dealings with
education system for white Americans, right?
funding of slavery?
And any disruption of people's way of life can
See,
be
they don't want
unsettling,
no
and they can
responsibility,
feel
man.
as a personal attack.
No
But
accountability.
at the moral and political levels, how do we respond to the fact that people personalize those things?
No, that's right. I don't love that analogy, but even so, I think
I'm about to
there's,
come out.
yeah, that just because
We don't
somebody feels as
understand
though
it.
they
Come
may
back
be
in.
being targeted
You about to
because
what
of their
now?
identity,
Sit
that
up.
doesn't mean that that's what's actually happening.
Come back
I
out.
think we could both
Come
sides, so
out.
to
Come
speak,
back
could
in.
do with a little more
Who
empathy
me?
with what's happening. I think Jewish students on
I'll be
campus
right back.
who
Oh,
do
okay.
feel as
I
though
got
they're
you.
under attack, we could kind of understand that subjective experience without weapons.
Oh, well, shit. I guess I'll talk. But no, man, they play wolf too much, man. And even if I have a subjective thought or this other information coming out about the Holocaust, just like as they have certain views where they got their own views, got their own word to say. They can call people anti this and anti that. Dude, if you put that in there, then you won't be able to call nobody anti. Because now you'll be doing the same thing. It's kind of dumb because you'll be doing the same thing that you claim other people's doing.
Exactly, bro.
So much to them.
Why they go way back? So you anti-speech then? I don't know, right? You doing that and trying to suppress, you know what I'm saying, our message. We got to say you anti-speech. But you know what, man? It's these white, because it's white government officials, these government official people, period.
Mm-hmm.
And that are letting this happen. They let the banks go to the Federal Reserve. Back in the day, that was big. But see, that was they knew they was going to get bought and be bought and not paid for forever. When each and every one of these politicians could be bought for, you know what I'm saying, for life during the Federal Reserve. They could keep selling us out and get what they want. You see what I'm saying? They should have kept the money back by gold and silver the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But they know that we would be benefiting just like they would. You know what I'm saying? The government, so they had to shut that down so they could benefit more than us. Does that make sense?
Well, that's all that's got in position in now.
Right.
Where they got somebody of their culture in banking. Well, banking was the major thing. Like I said, banking was a newfound thing.
Right.
At the level they had it at. The level is at now, where they can regulate and tell you how much money you can have. But they got unlimited they got unlimited access to resources and other financial needs and stuff.
Right.
Offshore accounts and
That's true.
But they want to make a law where if you deny the Holocaust or speak about the Holocaust, man, what kind of that's a excuse my language, that's a bitch move. Really what it is, dude. You got people right now. We got people right now in certain parts of the United States and around the world that's in all type of concentration camps, all type of bad situations and stuff. That's why Africa trying to kick a lot of them out now.
Right.
But they're all over in them dang on coal mines. Got them children over in the coal mines. Why they ain't tell them about all the children and stuff they got? Young black children in these diamond mines, these coal mines, these all down there in Haiti and stuff. But they try to make everything all about them. They such the victim. You such the victim.
I noticed that.
But you ain't got to worry about nobody actually coming in your neighborhood and messing with you and bothering with you.
I know.
You can pretty much police yourself.
You don't gotta be, you don't gotta be gentrified.
No, because they do the gentrifying.
Right. Dang, that's a good point. Yeah, they're the biggest cop out people, man. People talk about we act like victims. Hell no, we ain't got nothing on them. We call out calling out the fact of the victim though. At least whatever happened to us happened here on the soil. Even though the slavery shit, you already know how I feel about that. But let's just fuck that. Let's talk about Jim Crow. Let's talk about the red line. Let's talk about what I'm saying. Some of these HBCUs that aren't even black oriented. Let's talk about these Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Tulsa Black Wall Street and all that.
Oh, well, yeah. Let's talk about, like I said, they have their own bank, they have their own financial structures and educational structures and stuff, but they always want to be a part of your business. They got to have their hand in part of your business too. People tired of that, man. And I'm telling you, they're making themselves public enemy number one.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you, people is getting tired of being subjugated, man, and pushed in the corner. All because they don't want nobody to speak about them. They feel insecure about themselves or whatever. Or we all go through trauma, man, and trials and tribulations. We've been denied. We right here on this soil, we still get denied of being indigenous to this damn land. They trying to tell us where we came from.
I know.
And put it in the school curriculum.
They can't.
And then grade you on it. On a lie.
They can't tell the Cree people where they come from. Ooh.
Grade you on a lie.
Yeah.
And you get a bad grade because you don't go along with the lie.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And anytime we try to bring up anything that we've done of in America, any, indigenous people from America done anything, they say, oh, what reverse racism? Oh, you.
I know, right? That's a good point. You're breaking it down.
Man, they'd be a fool if they pass that junk, man, because now you like you said, you're restricting other people from having their First Amendment. You know what I'm saying? Being able to express themselves. As long as they ain't committing no harm, because there's already laws for any harm, any physical damage. Hell, you can still sue people for defamation. If y'all feel like y'all being any defamation going on, you still can take somebody to court and sue them. So what's the problem?
It's true.
The denied Jews or Zionists, whatever, the right to self-identify. Well, y'all denied other people the right to self-identify. Y'all you saying black folks can't be Jews?
Ooh, that's crazy. That's what I be tripping off. That part right there, man. Like, what the fuck?
People, melanated people, copper colored people can't be Jews.
People could be Jews. Like, I don't know, man. But the government is letting these people, have all this control, man. Because they in cahoots with them. A lot of them are in the government. So let's just be honest. We don't want. It can't be no honest conversation when it comes out of these people. Only when it comes out of us. You know what I'm saying? Going in on us and everybody dogpiling on us and shit. So let us talk about other people. That it's a double standard and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit's crazy. But yeah, they just just fabricating everything. You know what I'm saying? And
no accountability, man.
That's what it is. No accountability.
Then why they even talk about all these damn rabbis, man? They be getting caught up with this molestation and stuff, man.
Ooh.
Why they didn't take accountability, stand up and say yes?
Good point.
They want you to denounce they want you to denounce who you are.
That's all facts.
Publicly apologizing and
all facts. That's basically what they're doing. Want you to deny, you know what I'm saying? And deny your own history. You know what I'm saying? They do want to be the only victim. That's exactly what they want to be, man.
For some reason.
That's why I don't mess with them. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, we're all at fault, man. Because we're not. But this American government is at fault for letting these people do whatever they want. You see what I'm saying? Think they could do whatever they want. You know what I mean? To suppose they will on the so-called American people, man. They, I just blame them. I really do.
Yeah, they pacified them for too long, but
you know what I'm saying? It's just like letting them be. You know what I mean? I ain't even tripping, man. That's why I'm just like at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I'm just like, so I'm about to get off here, man. I gotta a little bit of business before I go to sleep and shit, man. So Shaq, man, good looking out for coming on. Word, man. I'm gonna keep going live.
All right, man. Yeah, I'm gonna jump off too. Fall back for a little bit.
I'm about to keep going live more often though.
Hey, you heard about this? I don't know if it's a documentary or something. I was watching it on Amazon Prime. It's called Silver Dollar Road.
What's that about?
Oh man, it's about. I don't know if it's about. I don't know where it was at. It's one. I don't know if it was Bruce Beach or something, but I don't know if it's the story of Bruce Beach or not. But it's got something to do with that, with like some of the indigenous people, black, got their land and them getting their land took and shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and they got it's a little documentary type format thing. Silver Dollar Road.
Cause that's factual shit, man. That actually goes on a lot with us.
Yeah. Yeah, get tricked out of their land and stuff, man, and then
Damn, that's crazy. That is crazy, man. That's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And see, that happens more than often, man. I'm telling you. With us. But everybody else got the this and that. That's why they're making it hard to talk about other people, because they're faking the power. They're trying to act like they have the power when they're just taking the power. They don't really have it from the first place. They're not really indigenous to this land like that. And they know it. They're the original immigrants. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, why not? Foreigners, yeah. Foreign alien. But yeah, man, a good little show, man. When next time you coming on?
Shit, if not tomorrow, Friday or something. I gotta start coming here more often, man, because I don't come on here often, man. I gotta start doing early shows too, and just start doing it at different times. You know what I mean? I gotta switch it up. Make people get familiar, you know what I'm saying?
Right. All right. Well, shit, I'll tap in with you, man. Shit, tap in with me.
Yeah, shout out your information, man.
All right, man. Y'all can tap in with me, Shaq_Edwards on Instagram, Shaq Wall on YouTube, and Shaq Edwards on Facebook.
For sure, man.
All right, Frank, appreciate it, dog. Take it easy, man.
All right, for sure, Shaq. Stay up, man.
All right.
Salute. All right, y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell if y'all not subscribed. You know what I mean? Please do so. And comment if y'all want. And holler back at your boy next time. And make sure you check out my boy Shaq's channel, man. You know what I mean? He be having some good information.
Hold on. Somebody was in the back chat? Who was it?
Some cat, but I didn't add him on there though, because you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Word. Yes, y'all holler back.
Come on, host me. What the hell?
Yeah, like, to put him on, I'm like, I can't do all that. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be saying they're doing something crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Side. What nigga name? Side?
Side
did host me.
Talking about host him, I'm like, you want me to put him on there? Because he came in and backstage, and I didn't want to let him on though.
Did he turn his camera on? You see who it was?
No, it was just like the little image right there. So I'm like, yeah.
Oh man, yeah. All right. Yeah. He probably trying to motherfucking porn bomb you, nigga. Hit you. Probably motherfucking throw the motherfucking goddamn slum on the motherfucking camera on you.
The smart that shit is burnt out. That's crazy.
Yeah, niggas wild, man. They be trolling. All right, man. Take it easy, Frank, man.
All right, Shaq. Salute. All right, y'all. I'm out. Salute. Peace.